Zacchaeus, as we all know, was a man who was despised by his own people. He was a tax collector. I don't think any of us like tax collectors. Hopefully there's no tax collectors in here. But he did not have much of an image in terms of the perception of the people, nor did he have such a good self-image of himself. And the play on the words that he was a small man, a little man, short in stature, could refer both physically and rather emotionally in terms of his self-perception. Small in the eyes of the people. And yet, Zacchaeus, as a person, wants more in his life, like any of us. And so he's searching to take the risk today to find real meaning in his life. He wants to become authentic. He wants to become genuine in who he is and what he is. And so what he does is he climbs a tree and he climbs out on a limb to see this man called Jesus. Because maybe through Jesus he can find that meaning in his life. Maybe he can grow in that self-esteem and that self-perception, that sense of self-value and worth. And so Jesus looks up and he invites him and he says, I really want to stay at your house. I want to come and I want to have dinner with you. He invites himself. Jesus invites himself to Zacchaeus' house. A number one sinner in town, and you've heard in the gospel how the people grumble about that. He should know better. In fact, the Jews all said, my God, if you were a prophet, Jesus, you would know this man's a sinner. If you were really a man of God, you would never sit down at the same table with these people, especially with Zacchaeus, and go to his house. Just imagine the town, how they talk about all that. But Jesus re-echoes the words of the book of wisdom, that God makes God's home in this universe, in this world. God dwells with the human race, with this people, and that God is the lover of all people. And the Spirit of God doesn't pass by anyone. Doesn't pass by you or you or you, no matter what your background is, no matter what your history is. God just loves you and never passes you by. God's business is about making people's lives whole, bringing a wholeness, a completeness to people's lives. And we all live, sometimes we feel that incompleteness in our life, don't we? We understand that. I just don't feel complete today. I don't feel fulfilled today. I don't feel happy today. I don't feel that this is meaningful today. And we can experience that in so many ways. And God says, but I want you to be whole. I want your life to be meaningful. For that's the meaning of salvation. Salvation is whole making, making our lives whole, making the world whole. And so for Zacchaeus, Jesus' words, today salvation has come to your house, because Jesus is the means of bringing that wholeness to our lives. There is no other way, no ultimate way of doing that. So God invites himself into Zacchaeus' life, enables him to find his true, real self. And like Zacchaeus, we have a tendency to seek an identity and an image, sometimes in very superficial ways, in ways that diminish us and make us littler, smaller people, both inside and outside. But we need to remember, see these saints up here? There were little saints. And our little first graders made these. But these saints were people seeking meaning in their life. And as we told them on Friday, Thursday, Friday, is that each one of these saints, They had to strive. They were like us in all things. And they had to strive to grow into the likeness of God. And these saints did. And that's why we honor them. And so when we look out here today, we see a lot of people who this week are going to have to climb out on a limb. You're going to have to climb out on a limb, and you're going to have to be able to bring the Lord not only to your own life, but to others. But if we do that faithfully, then we will be the saints that God has called us to be. And the holiness of our lives will shine forth. God invites God's self into our home, into our lives today. Welcome him with great joy, because the Lord absolutely loves you. God bless you.